A pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Tiernan Center in Richmond as we bring you high school basketball. We are down to the sectional semifinals tonight. The winner of this contest will move on to play Mount Vernon, who moments ago upset Connorsville 55-49. Great to have you with us tonight as we are into what I would consider one of my favorite times of the year, and that is sectional and tournament basketball. Alec Thornburg is with us. He'll be going downstairs a little bit later and talking about some of the things you normally don't see on the high school basketball front and give us some insight in what's going on between New Pal and Richmond. Great to have you with us again. I haven't seen you since football. You been okay?
Oh, I've been all right, Troy. Just hoping the Red Devils can pull out a win tonight and get to the sectional championship tomorrow.
All right. The big question is, and generally when we're thinking about Richmond basketball, which team will show up tonight? And that has been a question all year long. One night they look really good. The next night they're down 23-0 in a contest like they were against Muncie Central. What do they got to do tonight? Which team shows up?
I don't know which team will show up, but I know they have to have the ball movement going when they move the ball and don't allow it to stick on each player. They're a much better team when they can speed the pace up and they know what their sets have to be, not relying as much on Coach Wedlow. And really utilizing the bigs, they get forgotten for Richmond from time to time, and they're much more efficient when they can incorporate those big men.
Those bigs all year long, and again, I've been openly critical about them because there's four guys that average less than 5 points per game and probably less than 6 rebounds between the four of them. So to me, it seems like you're right. If they can get them implemented and keep them out of foul trouble, it could be a different game because they got to have the rebounding, those guys.
Yeah, I think one thing for Richmond that really hurts on the defensive end is when they can't get their bigs going. Teams aren't afraid to go try to attack in the paint, which allows other teams' offense to open up and move beyond the arc and move to different spots on the floor. When they have those bigs down there, though, it kind of makes other teams' offense more one-dimensional, and they're not as willing to go in there and fight with those big men.
All right, Christian Harvey's averaging nearly 30 points per game. He's been on a tear of late, and I think it came out of necessity because there has been that bogging down of the offense. Now, Ricky Wedlow averaging about 11.5 per game. He's been up and down, and you certainly understand he's still just a sophomore. Christian Harvey is the cog in the wheel that makes this team go. How do you stop him tonight if you're New Pal, or at least slow him down?
You would probably, once he gets into the paint, you have to double team. You have to draw another body. Don't allow him to go into the paint with another guard. If he has to go into the paint alone, allow it to be with a big who can go up and contest, because Chris is a very fast player and is good at making moves around the basket and drawing fouls. So really, you just have to have the bodies there and make him think about it, because when he's in space, he is very dangerous.
Here's the one thing that I have seen that Harvey doesn't do very well. He likes to drive to the rim. I understand that. But a lot of teams will sit in the lane and wait for him, and he gets a lot of charges. He's got to learn to pull up in the lane and shoot that short jumper.
Yeah, to me, that's one of Christian Harvey's biggest problems that he has to get better on as time goes on. He always wants to try to draw the blocking foul and draw the contact and get the and one foul, and I understand that. But there's got to be a point where you pull up for the floater or you make a move to try to get around the contact at the basket, because you can't. For one, he's got to leave games feeling it when he takes all that contact in the paint, and really he's just got to incorporate that into his game so he can move forward as a player.
All right, let's go to the other side of the ledger. You're talking about a New Pal team. They won on Tuesday night. Maximus Gizzi is their leading scorer. He missed 8 games earlier in the year because of an injury, but he is also, like Christian Harvey, the guy who makes them go.
Yeah, and one thing I will say, a glaring difference between him and Christian Harvey, he shoots 80% from the free throw line.
Okay, yeah.
So when he's getting fouls, he's usually making those shots. And as you said, he hasn't played as many games. Christian averages about 25. He only averages 16. But when it comes to taking the contact, much ahead of Christian Harvey in shooting the free throws.
You know, he also just finished with a career-high 27 on Tuesday night, so he's kind of getting back into things, and this guy can shoot the basketball for a sophomore.
Yeah, we'll see what Christian Harvey can do on the defensive end for the Richmond Red Devils. Does lead them in steals, but sure will have his hands full tonight playing against Grizzy.
Alec, I would imagine, too, the Red Devils are going to play a lot of 3-2 zone. They
love that zone.
Yeah, and it's probably been their best defense because at times their man-to-man has been pretty shaky.
Yeah, the man-to-man, they don't pay enough attention defensively. They allow men to get behind them and get away from them and leave open gaps, which can happen in the 3-2 zone, but that is because of the zone defense, and they know where they should be. So I would agree that I would like the 3-2 zone because at least they know their assignments and where they should be on the court rather than know where their man is at.
You know, we talk so much about New Pal and Maximus Gizzy, but they've got other guys. I think they've got a good complement of players that play well around Gizzy. Though he's the main guy, they know how to step forward and they know how to step back when they want Gizzy to do his thing.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed as I was looking through New Pal is nobody jumps off the page in scoring. They're all around the 10 to 15 points. They spread the ball around. They all get a couple assists a game, and they play good team basketball, and that really could help them tonight against Richmond.
You saw the first game. Connorsville is done now, and they were the favorite coming in. I think that I thought this tournament was wide open no matter what. I didn't know that they were the heavy favorite, but I thought they were the favorite. They're gone. What did you think about that first game with Mount Vernon winning that contest?
I think Mount Vernon came out running, and they came out on a mission, and they allowed the ball to move fast and go up and down the court quickly, and they pretty much controlled the pace, and if they can continue to control the pace tomorrow night, they could end up as the sectional champions.
And I mentioned to you during that game, they've got some athleticism, and if you're playing Richmond, that's going to be a big key tomorrow.
Yeah, Richmond relies almost completely on their athletic ability and their ability to be faster than other teams and to jump higher than other teams. Mount Vernon's a team that they're going to have to rely on playing good basketball and do more than just be a good athlete because Mount Vernon's got just as good of athletes on their side.
All right, there is a theory in sectional basketball. When the draw comes out, would you rather play on Tuesday or get the bye? Me, as a head coach, I'd rather play on Tuesday because it's too long to wait until Friday, and sometimes the rust sets in. Will rust be a factor tonight, knowing that New Pal already played, and they've gotten used to what this atmosphere is like? Who is favored here, even though Richmond's playing at home?
I think the bye will definitely hurt Richmond considering they're coming off of a loss here at home, and that was a very bad game where they led, so that definitely stung, and they've had a week to sit and stew on it. While you look at the other end, New Palestine, they're coming off a 71-56 win Tuesday, and they've got the momentum. And I really think that could play a huge factor early on in this game.
And that's not a bad Pendleton team they beat either. I mean, it wasn't like they were playing Sisters of the Poor.
Right. And to win by 15 points in the sectional game, that's a lot of points. And Richmond only got beat by 7, but that was still a very tight game to have to sit and think about while you're watching your opponent win by 15 on your own court that you're going to have to play. I really think Richmond can't allow that to creep into their heads as the early game commences.
The other aspect of this one before we take a break and we'll send you downstairs is these two teams played the first game of the year. I mean, we're talking about eons ago, and a lot of people say, well, it was game one. What's the factor there? I think that game doesn't matter anymore. Am I right?
That game doesn't matter at all. There's a few players on that Richmond team that don't even play anymore that were keys, such as like Brandon Irvin is not even on the team anymore. Every player on Richmond has gotten better as the season went on, and they have only improved. They only lost by 7 in the first game. And as you said, I think that first game, you can just throw that out of the window because this is a completely different team that you'll see from Richmond tonight.
All right, I'm going to send you downstairs. We're going to get the keys to the game, how you think this thing will play out in just a few minutes. So don't stay put. Head downstairs, but we'll get to you coming up in a couple of moments. Alex Thornburg joining us here tonight for sectional basketball. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. Starters are coming up. We'll get Alex's thoughts. He'll be on the court tonight, observing what is happening up close and personal, and we'll go to Alec quite a bit here tonight. Do not go away. This is sectional basketball right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
greatest thing ever happened for Oscar Robertson. You learn to compete.
Basketball in Indiana has a special legacy. It starts with the coaches, develops with the fans, and ends with an amazing community support.
I think one of these days when you're done and you're retired and you kind of shelve that piece of your life, you can look back and be like, wow, that's really incredible.
To play in a state tournament, to be able to play in college, to be able to coach high school girls, and then to be able to see my son coach, basketball has been my life.
Any opportunity I got to play basketball, I played it. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I love doing. And still today, I love the game.
And every time Dad put me in, I think as a freshman, sophomore, there was booing. And then the exciting turnaround when I was a junior and senior, every time he took me out, he got booed. So those were fun times.
Basketball got me an education. Got me to be a worldly person as far as reading articles. Got me to be artistic and understand the cultures of the world, the ballet, the opera. It just opened up your whole mind and thoughts about things other than what you can reach out and touch.
Because I never dreamed of going to college, and basketball gave me the opportunity to not only go to college but play professional ball, and I've been around it my whole life. I'm 58 now, and I've been involved for a lot of years.
Where else can you walk around? I'm a 65-year-old man, and people say, George, oh, I remember you in '69 with your high school state championship team. I saw you at Butler. I mean, it's incredible. This is the only place here in Indiana that happens.
We welcome you back to the Tiernan Center. Let's go downstairs. Alec Thornburg, give me your thoughts. What are the keys to this one here tonight?
The keys to the game, Troy, if you're the Richmond Red Devils, you have to keep the ball moving. Allow those guards of Richmond, such as Ricky Wedlow and Christian Harvey, to do their thing and be the leaders of this team and just use their athleticism. If you're the New Palestine Dragons, you have to stop those guards for Richmond and play tight defense. Make Richmond beat you because they're better at basketball and not because they're better athletes. Back to you, Troy.
All right, thank you, Alec. And again, we'll join Alec throughout the night here at the Tiernan Center. The Red Devils are the traveling team. Christian Harvey, Ricky Wedlow, Keyshawn Clemens, Jordan Fry, and Darius Porfidio Brown getting the start here tonight. Maximus Gizzi, Matt True. Also tonight, Dylan Romine, as well as Dawson Eastus getting the start here this evening along with Gavin House. It'll be a Richmond basketball to open things up here in the opening period of play. Great to have you with us. Red Devils will be facing a zone, or are they going to go man? Looks like they're going to go, they're going to go man. They showed zone early, but then the Dragons go man. Here's Harvey in the lane, the kick out to Fry. Fry will go Clemens, top of the key. Fry will drive to the baseline, kicks back outside. Here's a three on the way, the air ball shot by Wedlow, and it goes out of bounds, and a Richmond cheerleader just took a big-time hit on the out of bounds. So it will be New Pal basketball. After the Red Devils' first possession, they come up empty, and the Red Devils will show some full-court press right here. Maximus Gizzi, as we said, he is a sophomore, averaging 16.7 points per game. Just underway as the Dragons open up in a flex offense. Gizzi on the drive, comes out of his hands. It'll stay right here. Winner of this game again will play Mount Vernon, who upset Connorsville 55-49. New Pal opened up with a win on Tuesday. Short jumper is good as Matt True will get New Pal on the board. True averaging 11 points per game. Here is Wedlow in the lane, kicks it outside now to Harvey. Shot fake, now dribbles with the right hand, and Richmond will set it up again at midcourt. Harvey's going to be guarded by Dylan Romine, so they're going to go a little bit bigger on the guard against Christian Harvey. Here's Wedlow. Wedlow checked there defensively by Matt True. Fry on the right wing, back outside to Clemens and around the perimeter in the corner. Now to Wedlow. Wedlow, one dribble off to Harvey. Harvey on the drive, baseline floater is short. Battle for the rebound, and eventually won by the Dragons. Harvey goes down, and he goes down hard. And they will stop play, which is really something you shouldn't do. And the New Pal fans are exactly correct on that. When you have a 5-on-4 advantage and you're the one on the disadvantage and have the basketball, the official, if that player is not in any way, shape, or form endangered in the play, you keep playing, and that's why the Dragons were upset. They had a 5-on-4 advantage, and the official stopped it. So that was not the right call if you're a New Pal fan. Inbounding will be Eastis. And they'll dump into the backcourt to Matt True. By the way, this is a young team overall. Gizzy, a sophomore. True, a junior. Eastis is a sophomore. Romine is a junior. House is the only senior. Three-pointer no good by Gizzy. Offensive rebound put back Eastis is good. And Eastis will get on the board for the first time. Harvey back the other way, misses the layup. Rebound by Porfidio Brown. Clemens will shoot and miss. The tip out by Fry. Richmond gets it back again. And what do we have now? The net got hooked up. And so they'll stop play. 5:47 to go here in the opening period of play. By the way, the Red Devils will have, for the first time in the last couple of weeks, Philip Hobbs coming off the bench. He's been hurt. He's had that injury to the shoulder. Here's Harvey. Richmond still scoreless here with 5:44 to go in the quarter. Here's Harvey. First time the Red Devils have hosted a sectional in 13 years. Porfidio Brown back to Harvey. Harvey again on the guard, Romine. Romine steps around the screen. Here's Wedlow. Wedlow on the drive. Here is the handoff again to Harvey down the lane. The kick to Porfidio Brown. It's good from three. So Porfidio Brown gets the Red Devils on the board. The drive and the layup is missed by Romine, but he'll go to the line and a foul on the Red Devils. Foul's going to be called on Porfidio Brown. He will pick up his first, and at the line is Dylan Romine for two. Red Devil crowd on the southern end of the floor. Romine makes it a 5-3 contest. Romine, a 6'2 junior, back in for number two, and he gets them both, and the Dragons lead at 6-3. Red Devil basketball as we're down to 5:11 to go here in the opening period. Here's Wedlow at the point now for Richmond. Red Devils a little 1-4 high on this offense. Porfidio Brown now to the right. Here's Fry in the high post. Two dribbles, hands off now to Harvey. Will now be picked up by Romine again. Harvey down the lane. Basket is good. Are they going to call an offensive foul? They will. That's going to go against Harvey. And we talked about that in the pregame, that Harvey has got to learn to pull up in the lane and shoot that short jumper, as Harvey will give the Red Devils their first turnover of the ball game. And Harvey picks up foul number one. Jordan Fry is out. The Red Devils will come now with Philip Hobbs. Hobbs averaging 3.5 points per game. Here's Gizzy on the drive. We'll kick it outside now to Eastis. Romine on the drive is True, and a tough shot by True off the glass. He now has 4, and the Red Devils trail this one 8-3. Clemens will reverse it left now to Harvey. Harvey off now to Wedlow. Wedlow guarded closely by True. Porfidio Brown once again now to Harvey. And Harvey backs it up. 4:17 to go here in the quarter. Hobbs off to Harvey. Three-pointer deep is no good. Rebound battled for. Hobbs will come up with it. Hobbs fires off the glass and missed a puppy. Rebounded by Eastis. Here's Gizzy. Gizzy will find House. Here's a shot from Eastis at the top for 3, and the Red Devils are going to need a timeout. Eastus with the bucket. And on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Red Devils trail this one 11-3.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Welcome back to the Tiernan Center. 3:52 to go here in the opening period. Red Devils down 11-3. Alec Thornburg is downstairs. Alec, the one thing I've noticed already is the Red Devils getting beat on the boards a couple of times. And the other thing was, we talked about in the pregame that Christian Harvey's got to pull up in the lane and shoot that jump shot, which he got an offensive foul.
Yeah, one thing I've definitely noticed, New Palestine much more willing to get contact and try to grab an offensive rebound and put their bodies in there. Richmond starting the game a little bit timid on that and not as willing to get those rebounds and try to hustle. Christian Harvey, as we said, not executing to his ability, and Richmond really struggling clearly as Darius Brown has the only 3 points so far in this first quarter for Richmond. Back to you, Troy.
All right, Alec Thornburg again on the sidelines here tonight. Richmond basketball. Here's Hobbs, shot fake, one dribble off now to Wedlow and around the perimeter again to Harvey. He just traveled with it big time and got away with it. That's a huge travel right in front of the New Pal bench, or I should say the New Pal crowd. Harvey once again with the basketball. He'll be checked out front by Romine. 3:26 to go in the opening period of play. Red Devils just 3 points so far. Wedlow back to Clemens. Short jumper off the back of the iron. One and done for the Red Devils. Gizzy with a rebound. Gizzy, nice crossover. Pulls up from 14, hits that one. And they are on fire early. Gizzy with his first two. Red Devils down by 10 in the opening quarter. Wedlow from 3, got it. Red Devils, boy, they needed that one. Wedlow gets his first two, averaging 11.5 points per game. Dragons basketball at 2:52 to go. Here is Romine. His three-pointer's good. So Romine answers the call. He has 5. It'll be Red Devil basketball back down by 10. Harvey on the right wing. Now puts it on the floor, crosses to the right, back to Wedlow. Now it'll be Hobbs. He'll fire away. His three-pointer is good. So Hobbs gets on the board. Richmond with all three-pointers so far, so you know what they say, you live and die by the 3, and that's what the Red Devils doing early. Nice cut down the lane. Block shot by Hobbs from behind as he got House on the block. Here's Harvey back the other way. Shot good. Harvey gets his first two, and the Red Devils cut the deficit to 5. Shot fake in the lane. Nice drive with the left hand. Missing it is House. Averaging 11.7 points per game. It'll be Richmond basketball. Hobbs reversing it to Porfidio Brown. Back once again to Hobbs out front. Between the circles now is Wedlow. 1:50 to go in the opening period of play. We will see a couple of changes for the Dragons. Here's Harvey looking for the screen from Hobbs. Harvey back to Hobbs. He'll fire again. Misses this one long. Gizzy with a rebound for the Dragons. Here come the Dragons again. Gizzy down the lane. Left hand no, but a foul. And if they got Harvey, it'll be his second. So Harvey just picked up number 2, and that's going to send Gizzy to the line. Coach Wedlow not happy about that call. Colton Davis will come in. We'll see Kareem Jett come in, but not before Maximus Gizzy will go to the line for 2 shots. So that's a huge foul on Harvey. He's going to have, I think, come out of the ball game. That's why Kareem Jett is there. And Gizzy hits the free throw. Red Devils are going to have to shore things up defensively in this one. 17 points in the first quarter. Kyle King will come in, a 6'4 sophomore now for the Dragons. We mentioned Colton Davis coming in as Harvey will sit down. Clemens will sit down. The other player coming in will be Maxon Hook. Both free throws good. So Gizzy now with 4, and the Red Devils trail this one 18-11. 90 seconds remaining in the opening period of play. Winner will play Mount Vernon tomorrow for the championship. whoever it's going to be should be a good one tomorrow. Porfidio Brown crosses to the right hand, back to Davis, and he throws it out of bounds. Only the second turnover for the Red Devils. 1:14 remaining in the opening quarter. Gizzy coming off that career-high 27. Eastis with the basketball. Now we'll find King out front, coming off the screen. Gizzy shoots the three, can't get it to go. Ball will go out of bounds. Last touched by the Dragons. That was Maxon Hook, the 6'1 sophomore. So now what will the Red Devils do? Harvey will have to sit down. They'll probably try to buy him 3 minutes or so in the second quarter before they bring him back in the lineup. Here's Wedlow. Floats the pass to Hobbs. Shot fake in the corner. Porfidio Brown will put it on the floor with the right hand. Kicks it back outside now to Wedlow. Wedlow throws it away. Third turnover for the Red Devils. Back the other way. Basket is good. And the foul call as Matt True off the steal. And the Red Devils back down by 9 with 35.5 seconds remaining here in the quarter. True now with 6 points. And the free throw is hard off the iron, and we've got a foul. I believe they're going to get Matt True. So that'll be his first. By the way, Dragons not a turnover as of yet.
14, Matthew True, team first.
We'll see if Richmond can finish out the quarter on a positive note. Richmond has not done a spectacular job this year finishing out quarters. Here's Porfidio Brown. Gets the screen by Davis. Hobbs reverses it right side to Jet. Jet with one dribble. Davis again near turnover as Hobbs gets it back on a bad pass. 10 seconds to go. Richmond nearly avoiding a disaster right there. Screen high by Davis. Here's Jet. Jet driving. Floater is no good, and the Red Devils will not finish out the first quarter, as we will head to period number 2 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. New Pal 20, Richmond 11. This is Richmond Basketball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
The debate about sports specialization by high school athletes continues. Some argue that high school athletes who play one sport all year long have a better chance of landing a lucrative pro contract. But that's simply not true. In fact, 30 of the 32 first-round picks in last year's NFL draft played more than one sport in high school. Of the 32 players drafted, 22 also participated in high school track and field. 19 also played basketball. Some also played baseball and lacrosse. What's the path to success for high school athletes here in Indiana, no matter what their goals might be? Study hard. Always do your best. And if you can, play more than one sport in high school. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, the Red Devils down by 9 after period number 1. Alec Thornburg is downstairs. Alec, what do you have for us?
Well, Troy, there's definitely a sense of frustration after that first quarter on the Richmond bench. Little bit disappointed in themselves, not sure if it's just the rust as we talked about pregame or if they're just really getting beat down by the New Palestine Dragons. I will say the energy doesn't reciprocate over to the Dragon sideline. They definitely know this game is not over, and they definitely still have their heads in this game. Back to you, Troy.
Alec Thornburg, senior at Richmond High School, joining us here tonight, part of the radio TV class at Richmond High School. Doing a great job for us again here tonight. Red Devils go zone. Gizzy with the basketball. Will kick it back out front now to Romine. Romine sets it up now to Hook, and once again it'll be Gizzy. 30 seconds in the second quarter. Hook back to Gizzy. Red Devils 3-2 zone. By the way, Harvey still out of the ball game with those 2 fouls. Here's Hook. One dribble, entry pass to Romine. He will kick it outside out to House. House off now to Gizzy. Here is Gizzy once again with the drive on the baseline. Fadeaway jumper, good. Tough shot by Gizzy. 6 points by Gizzy. Red Devils did everything right defensively up until the very end. Well, you can see why Gizzy, and he's just a sophomore, by the way. He's going to be tough for the next 2 years. Fry with the basketball off on the near side to Jet. Entry pass to Clemens. Nothing there. Back to Jet at the right elbow. Jet will glide to the right swing and then kick it off now to Hobbs. Here is Fry. Shot fake. One dribble. Wedlow's going to fire a three and get it. So the Red Devils still, they got the 1-2 by Harvey, and that's it. Everything else has been a three so far here tonight. 22-14, 8-point lead again by New Pal. With a one dribble is House. House gets it back from Gizzy. Left side to Hook. Turnaround shot is on the way. Good as Romine down in the low post, able to get that shot off. He now has 7, and the Red Devils down by 10. With the basketball, Kareem Jet now with the left hand off once again to Wedlow. Wedlow will find Hobbs. Here's Jet once again. Red Devils running that weave out front, trying to find an opening, and ball loose by Hobbs. I think he'd be a little bit rusty. Didn't get a chance to play in the last couple of games, and so now the Red Devils reset it out front again. There's some confusion here in what they want to try to run. Red Devils get bogged down in this offense, and they have a tendency to stand a lot. Harvey, or take that back. Wedlow coming off the screen. Hobbs bouncing inside to Jet. He's in no man's land. Inside decides now to bring it back out front and reset it. Screened by Clemens. Here is Wedlow. Shoots the three. Richmond settled for the three. But the rebound goes out of bounds as Max and Hook couldn't hold on to that one. So Harvey is in. We thought they'd maybe buy him 3 minutes, and they did. It's 5:10 remaining. As Richmond needs some offense now. Hobbs will come out. So now the Red Devils off the inbound. Here's Fry to Wedlow. Wedlow again to Kareem. He'll drive down the lane, has his shot rejected. That one sent out of bounds by Kyle King, the 6'4 sophomore. And the New Pal crowd that's here tonight loved that one. 5:03 remaining. So now Harvey again with the 2 fouls. Boy, if he picks up number 3, the Red Devils going to have to do some work to keep him in the ball game. Red Devils outscored 20-11 in that opening period of play. Here's Wedlow, gets the screen, kicks it back outside to Harvey. Harvey driving and will score and is fouled. Boy, he's got away with a couple of travels, though. We saw one a little bit ago that he walked, and he got away with another one right there. So I'm sure New Pal's head coach is telling the one official, hey, keep an eye on him. He's been traveling on that opening step that he takes. 4:43 to go, and the free throw is good. So now the Red Devils down by 7, and Richmond will zone trap. In the backcourt, Hook across the timeline as he receives the pass from Romine. Here's Gizzy. Red Devils now drop back into that 3-2 zone. On the high post is King, and Gizzy will have it at the midcourt circle. 4:19 to go here in the second quarter of play. Good look at House. House back to Gizzy. House, top of the key. The left-hander shoots it and hits it. Boy, the big guy stepped outside and hit that one. I don't think the Red Devils were expecting that, but House gets his first basket of the night, and the Red Devils down by 10. Here's Wedlow inside the three-point line, hits it, and he's fouled. Chance to go to the line now for Ricky Wedlow. Foul's going to be called on Maxon Hook. So Hook will pick up his first. That is going to be team foul number 3 now on the Dragons. Again, the Dragons are the home team in this one here tonight. Matt True checking back in. House will sit down, or take that back. That's going to be Hook will sit down. Wedlow hits the free throw. Sid Sonia will check in. And the Red Devils back to within 7, as we will see Kareem Jett come out of the lineup. Sid Sonia will check in. Red Devils again zone trap. Red Devils saw Wedlow go down. He's quickly back up as True kicks it back outside now to Gizzy. 3:50 to go in the corner. Here's Romine. Romine will pull up. He might get hit on the arm. No whistle. Ball almost tipped in by Kyle King. Here come the Red Devils down by 7. Here is Harvey looking for the screen from Clemens. Harvey driving baseline, has his shot blocked and the whistle called, and that's going to send Harvey to the line. So Richmond not settling for the 3 on the last couple of possessions, and they now pulled this game to within 7. We'll go to the line. 3:34 to go. Gavin House will pick up the foul. That's going to be his first. And here's Harvey at the line. Back to a 6-point lead. The Red Devils have been down by as much as 10. Coming out of the ball game will be Kyle King. And into the lineup now, Dawson Eastis. Second free throw by Harvey is on the way and good. The Red Devils now to within 5. Harvey with 7. Gizzy crossed the timeline. Newpal breaks the trap relatively easily as House will give it back to Gizzy. Gizzy with 6 points. Gizzy on the drive. He will find True for 3. Good. Boy, they're hitting it from the outside. True now with 9. 30-22. Red Devils down by 8. Wedlow, top of the key, reverses it. It'll be a 3 on the other end. No good as Jordan Fry comes up empty, and Coach Wedlow says, why? Pat Newpal basketball. Sonia steps out of bounds. Good effort by Sid Sonia. 2:56 remaining. So now Gizzy will inbound the basketball. You see him right there on the baseline. Here is a little jump hook, no good, as Eastis didn't have control of the basketball. Harvey will kick it in the corner. Here's Wedlow. His shot no good. Romine with a rebound. Here come the Dragons, and that's going to be a foul called on Jordan Fry. So Fry picks up the foul in the open court. 2:42 to go. Porfidio Brown will check back in for the Red Devils. Richmond down by 8, 2:42 remaining here in the first half. Red Devils have never led in this ball game so far. Here's Gizzy. Well, they got guys who can just shoot from the outside. They intertwine very well. Gizzy deep in the corner, able to read the defense. Now we'll bring it back out, and Newpal will set it up on the right wing. This is Eastis with the basketball. Skip pass to True. Goes by one defender, goes by another, and lays it in. Richmond's going to have to get better on defense. True now with 11 points. He went by 2 different defenders, including Christian Harvey. Red Devils down by 10, 2:05 to go in the quarter. Harvey off to Wedlow. Thought about the 3. Back to Harvey. He'll drive. Left-hand scoop shot up and good. So Harvey pulling the Red Devils back to within 8. Here's True. He will find House with the basketball. House able to dribble away from pressure. Their big guys can handle the ball pretty well. Now it'll be Gizzy. He will find True in the corner. Here's a 3 on the way. That's going to be missed this time by House. Red Devils basketball. Here's Harvey on the drive down the lane. Got it. So far, Harvey able to take that one to the rim again. And the Red Devils pull back to within 6. True across the timeline. Skip pass will find Eastis. Eastis against Porfidio Brown. Drives baseline, gets cut off by Porfidio Brown, and the Dragons will have to bring it back out front. Here's House with the basketball. House off now to Gizzy. He's been quiet lately. Matt True at the midcourt circle. Entry pass to Gizzy. Turns, shoots, misses, and the rebound once again by Eastis. Another possession now for the Dragons. Gizzy around the perimeter. Shot fake, the drive, and we've got a traveling call on New Pal as they'll get House on the travel. In the ball game now will be Max and Hook again for the Dragons, and Gavin House will sit down. 48.2 remaining here in the first half of play. Let's see if Richmond will go ahead and play for one. Harvey with the basketball, and Richmond's going to get a timeout right here. So the Red Devils didn't like what they saw, 35.4. I think this will be a 30 or full. It will be a full timeout. Red Devils trail it by 6.
Honey, isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. I mean, they really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Well, who?
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special. But there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games, too. Like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in Indiana. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Ralph!
Yeah!
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Back here at the Tiernan Center, 32-26. Red Devils get a timeout, see what they'll set up to get something on the board before we head to the locker room. We'll head down to Alec Thornburg after the end of the first half. Sid Sonia in the ball game for the Red Devils, as Richmond will have Wedlow, Harvey, Sonia, Porfidio Brown, and Keyshawn Clemens. And the Red Devils are going to play for one to finish out this opening half of play. Porfidio Brown deep in the corner, back to Harvey, gets the screen. Harvey drives, can't get it to go. Ball tipped. Sonia with 4 seconds, no. And the rebound by Hook, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. Well, the Red Devils got a couple of looks, couldn't get it to go. We've made it to halftime. We'll come back with your halftime numbers and more in just a moment. This is Richmond basketball right here on Radio Troy Digital Sport.
Greatest thing ever happened for Oscar Robertson. You learn to compete.
Basketball in Indiana has a special legacy. It starts with the coaches, develops with the fans, and ends with an amazing community support.
I think one of these days when you're done and you're retired and you kind of shelve that piece of your life, you can look back and be like, wow, that's really incredible.
To play in a state tournament, to be able to play in college, to be able to coach high school girls, and then to be able to see my son coach, basketball has been my life.
Any opportunity I got to play basketball, I played it. You know, that's what I wanted to do. That's what I love doing, and still today I love the game.
And every time Dad put me in, I think as a freshman, sophomore, there was booing. And then the exciting turnaround when I was a junior and senior, every time he took me out, he got booed. So those were fun times.
Basketball got me an education. Got me to be a worldly person as far as reading articles. Got me to be artistic and understand the cultures of the world, the ballet, the opera. It just opened up your whole mind and thoughts about things other than what you can reach out and touch.
Because I never dreamed of going to college, and basketball gave me the opportunity to not only go to college but play professional ball, and I've been around it my whole life. I'm 58 now, and I've been involved for a lot of years.
Where else can you walk around? I'm a 65-year-old man, and people say, George, oh, I remember you in '69 with your high school state championship team. I saw you at Butler. I mean, it's incredible. This is the only place here in Indiana that happens.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? When you're working for a mover and shaker with strong ties to our community, who are they? When you encounter a group of people eager to roll up their sleeves, who are you most likely to work with? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Taking the initiative, being a good teammate, sacrificing personal glory for the greater good. These are qualities we expect of our leaders, and they're all being cultivated in the high schools right here in Indiana. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
We are back here at halftime, and right now, before we even talk about the first half numbers, let's go downstairs. Alec Thornburg.
Well, Troy, I'm here with Isaiah Cox, the head of the Richmond student section. Isaiah, how do you feel about the Richmond students coming out in the atmosphere tonight here at Richmond for the sectional?
I'm just very proud that everyone came out and is having a good time. The score obviously could be better, but that's out of our hands right now. We're just trying the best we can. I do want Melly Goo up over here.
No time for that right now, Isaiah. Later on, I'll be back with Mrs. Whoopi. She seems to be in a conversation, but for now, I'm going to shoot it back to you, Troy.
All right, thank you, Alec, as the student section in force here tonight and representing the Red Devils extremely well in this evening's contest. Let me go and run down the first half numbers. Maximus Gizzi finished with 6 points, coming off that career-high 27. 11 points by Matt True in the first half. 5 points by Dawson Eastus. 7 points by Dylan Romine. 3 points by Gavin House. And that rounds out the 32 for the Dragons. Christian Harvey finished with 11 points. Ricky Wedlow with 9. 3 points by Philip Hobbs. And 3 points by Darius Porfidio Brown. Christian Harvey has 2 fouls here tonight, and he is the only player so far in foul trouble. All right, stay right there. We'll come back more here at halftime. Red Devils trail at 32-26. We are back here at the Tiernan Center. Alec Thornburg is downstairs once again. We had a chance to talk about the student section, and now let's go ahead and talk with Ray Wolpe.
Well, Miss Whoopi's here. She just hopped right into another conversation. Troy, if you'll give me a second, as soon as she turns around, she's willing to speak.
Well, hey, do this then while you're waiting on her. Give me your impressions of the first half.
In the first half, definitely I think Richmond did have some rust. It got knocked off into the second half. They did outscore New Palestine 15-12 in the second quarter. Really, it was controlled by New Palestine's defense, though, really slowing down Richmond, not allowing them to get those looks in the paint that they like to get. And But if Richmond can continue what they did in the second quarter, I think it'll be a close game, and Richmond definitely can still pull this one out.
Well, and the other thing is about Christian Harvey picked up those 2 fouls. He had to sit for a little bit. They bought him till about 3 minutes in the second quarter. I thought that was big, too. He didn't pick up his third.
I'm not sure. Ms. Whoopi, you are here. How do you feel tonight about the atmosphere, I would say?
It is so amazing to have the sectional back in Richmond and to use this gym that is one of the largest in the country. And one of the greatest things is to see all of the Richmond fans, and especially our RHS students and the bleacher creatures that came out in full support tonight of our basketball team. So it's tournament time and it's exciting.
All right, thank you. You heard from Miss Whoopi. We're about ready to get back to the second half. I'm going to kick it back up to you, Troy.
All right, thank you, Alec. When we come back, we'll have that second half in just a couple of moments. Stay right there. This is Richmond Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Indiana who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play. And you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
If you drive through the country back then, there was a basketball hoop everywhere.
So there were 74 boys in the top 4 grades at Milan. 58 of them came out for basketball.
It's the passion, the camaraderie.
I've played all over the world, and definitely I feel like Indiana is respected and well known for basketball.
The way that the people here in the state have embraced Indiana high school basketball is really unbelievable.
It's the euphoria, it's the excitement, we played on every Friday, Saturday night.
Back here at the Tiernan Center, Alec Thornburg, our sideline reporter tonight. He is a senior at Richmond High School and participates in their radio TV class. He's been kind enough to join us tonight for our high school basketball coverage, and we are in Game 2. If you missed it earlier, Connorsville upset by Mount Vernon, as Mount Vernon will now play the winner of this contest in the championship game coming up tomorrow. It is a 7:30 start time. We will have scores for you later tonight once all the finals start rolling in. On Radio Troy Digital Sports, Northeastern leading Centerville at the half, 28-16. So there is one score from Hagerstown that we will keep an eye on here tonight as well. We are underway in the second half, which is unusual. The Red Devils, the traveling team tonight, will now have their offense in front of Coach Wedlow. Trojans open up in their man-to-man. Here's Wedlow on the right wing, gets the screen from Clemens. Wedlow backs it off with the left hand, will find Harvey at the elbow. Harvey guarded there by Eastis, or is that Romine? It'll be Romine. The switch, Hobbs getting the start in the second half, misses off the back of the iron. Ball is tipped by Clemens. Now it's a free-for-all, and coming away with it will be Dawson Eastis. Here come the Dragons back the other way. Entry pass, turnover by the Dragons. That's only their second, and the Red Devils almost gave it back. Harvey had to go off his foot, and it'll be Wedlow with the basketball back to Harvey at the right elbow. 1 minute in here in the third quarter, still a 6-point lead for the Dragons. Richmond spreads the floor once again. Almost looks like New Pal in a 2-3 zone now. Porfidio Brown back to Hobbs. He'll drive down the lane. Here is Wedlow. Wedlow looking for an opening. Nothing there. Back to Hobbs. Red Devils will give it off to Porfidio Brown. Richmond continues on the pass inside to Clemens. It's in for his first two, and the Red Devils ran the weave. We better change that to the third quarter, and it's now 32-28. Clemens gets his first two, an assist there by Christian Harvey. True with the basketball, led the team with 11 in the opening period of play. Pull-up shot is on the way. That's good. I'll tell you, Romine, he can stroke it. Romine now with 9. Romine 6'2" and a junior. He can shoot it well from the outside, and the Red Devils back down by 6. There's Christian Harvey once again. Skip pass will find Wedlow. Back to Harvey. Here's Hobbs. And Wedlow, three-pointer, line drive, hard off the iron. Ball tip, loose on the floor. It goes out of bounds, and they will say it is off of Clemens. So it will be New Pal basketball. Well, Hobbs hit his first shot of the night. He has gone cold since then. Gizzy comes across the timeline to True, back to Gizzy. Gizzy with 6 points, and there's the third foul on Harvey. And that's going to be big. They're going to have to set him down. So Harvey has number 3. Unless they let him play through it, this is a big gamble if he picks up number 4. Wait a minute, they may have called that an offensive foul instead, so the Red Devils caught a little break right there. They're going to say Gavin House picked up the foul. Wow. So Harvey does not pick up number 3. Porfidio Brown, that's a huge break for the Red Devils. Wedlow from the wing, three-pointer's good. Red Devils down by 3. Wedlow now with 12. Richmond pressing once again. Maximus Gizzy kicks it back outside to True, launches the 3, can't get it to go. The rebound pulled down by Eastis, and then the ball goes out of bounds. Turnover for New Pal. That is their third, and you feel the momentum perhaps swinging now toward the Red Devils. 5:14 remaining here in the third quarter. The first game went back and forth. Mount Vernon survived the run. Red Devils trying to tie this ball game right here as Wedlow pulls up and hits the jumper, and it is now a 1-point ball game. Wedlow now with 14. New Pal had a double-digit lead, as did earlier tonight. Ball's going to be blocked. Red Devils basketball. Here comes Harvey, and then Harvey turns it over. Threw it right into the hands of Eastis. Here's Gizzy down the lane, and we've got a foul by Wedlow from behind, and I think that's going to send Matt True to the line. So Wedlow picks up the foul. Red Devils with their 4th turnover, first of the second half. Now they're going to say that's number 2 now on Wedlow. And the free throw good by Matt True. Their offense kind of, well, speaking of New Pals, kind of slowed down a little bit. They had 20 in the opening period. Since then, they've only scored 15. Second free throw is on the way, good as well. 13 now by Matt True. Back to a 3-point lead. Near steal by True. Harvey will drive. Got it. Harvey now with 13. Red Devils back to within 1, and there's a foul on Porfidio Brown. I'll wait and see. The last time I thought it was a foul on Harvey, it was not. It will be Porfidio Brown, who just picked up his second team foul. Boy, Gizzy's been quiet. Wide open. Here is a three-pointer good by Romine. Romine hits another 3. He has 12. That's his second three-pointer. A little confusion there in the New Pal defense and who they would pick up. Red Devils down by 4 halfway through the fourth quarter. Wedlow loses the basketball. True comes up, guards him real close, and they'll give it off now to Harvey. Harvey scored most of his points off the drive. Porfidio Brown, shot no good, and the rebound high to get it is Romine. True will bring it across the timeline. Bouncing in the corner now to Eastis. 3:36 to go in the quarter. True. Now we'll find Hook, and back outside to Gizzy. Gizzy in the corner. Three-pointer on the way again, this time no good, as Eastis can't get it to fall. Here's Harvey back the other way. Harvey down the lane, and a foul call, and that's going to go against Maximus Gizzy, and that'll put Harvey at the line. Gizzy picks up his first. That's, I think, the one guy that if New Pal's going to win this game, they've got to get Gizzy going, and we've got a timeout on the floor. This is a full timeout. We'll take a break as well. Red Devils trail it by 4.
Question. When you walk into the boardrooms of the most successful companies here in Indiana, who do you meet? When you're working for a mover and shaker with strong ties to our community, who are they? When you encounter a group of people eager to roll up their sleeves, who are you most likely to work with? Answer. Men and women who played high school sports. Education-based high school sports give us more than athletes we can root for. They give us leaders we can depend on. Taking the initiative, being a good teammate, sacrificing personal glory for the greater good. These are qualities we expect of our leaders, and they're all being cultivated in the high schools right here in Indiana. Question. So where will we find tomorrow's leaders? Answer. High school sports.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
39-35, let's go downstairs. And Alec, by the way, the one thing I've noticed that Christian Harvey taking the ball strong to the basket, he's able to avoid the situation where he might pick up an offensive foul. I think that's big for Richmond.
Yeah, Richmond definitely glad Christian Harvey did not pick up another foul there. He's been big here in the second half. Richmond has completely turned it around from how they looked in the first half and has gone on a run to start their 9-7 run right now, hoping to make that better as Christian Harvey's at the free throw line. We'll see if Richmond can keep it up, Troy.
All right, thank you, Alec. Free throw's no good by Harvey. Harvey has at times been inconsistent from the free throw line this year. Let's see if he can get number 2. 13 by Harvey. 14 points by Wedlow. The Red Devils have 27 points between the two guards. Second one is good. And the Red Devils back down by 3. And a full court press put on. Harvey almost gets the steal. And a collision on the sideline. And it will be New Pal basketball, but it almost looked like Max and Hook went in there and put a check on a Red Devil player that went into the bench, and we thought maybe that was hockey. Matt True with the basketball now for the Dragons. 3:10 remaining here in the third quarter. Hook with the basketball, hands off now to Romine. Romine will drive, and a foul call against Darius Porfidio Brown. That's going to be, I believe, his third. Team foul number 3. And one thing about sectional basketball, they will let them play. And you will see a whole lot of ticky-tack fouls in the sectional. Ball loose on the floor, picked up by Gizzy, and they're going to get Porfidio Brown on another one. That's 4. And that's going to put Gizzy at the line. Boy, that ball just squirted loose. Porfidio, if I'm not mistaken, I thought he had him for 4. They have 3 on the board. That's fine with me. There's 4. Now they changed it. So here's Gizzy at the line, 2 for 2. Make it 3 of 3. 7 points by Gizzy. And the Red Devils trail it by 4. Porfidio Brown will come out. Phillip Hobbs into the lineup. Gizzy, the second one, got a nice roll. I can always tell the shooters when they get the roll. Red Devils down by 5. Back in the ball game, Kyle King. Eastis will get a break. Eastis scoring all 5 of his points. in the opening period. 3 minutes remaining here in period number 3. Harvey will let that ball roll nearly to midcourt before picking up the basketball. Red Devils trying to win their 9th game of the year. More importantly, move to the championship tomorrow. Wedlow. Fry's checked back in the ballgame for Porfirio Brown. Here is Harvey for 3. Got it. And the Red Devils to within 2. First three-pointer by Harvey on the night. 2:35 to go. We thought this would be a close one here tonight. They played close at the beginning of the year. The strong drive by Romine, and he's going to pick up a foul. Let's see if that'll be a shooting foul. I think it will not be. That's going to be on Phil Hobbs. So Hobbs picks up his first. Only 9 points scored by the Dragons, but I'll tell you what, Maximus Gizzi threw it off the back of Clemens, came in, got the basketball, scored, and is fouled. That's a heads-up play by Maximus Gizzi. And a huge mistake on Richmond to turn your back on the inbounder. And now a chance for a three-point play. Who's the foul on? We haven't seen, they haven't put it up on the board yet. Free throw good by Gizzi. And the Red Devils now trail it by 4. They still have not put the foul on the board. It says 20, but that's Harvey, and they only have 1 up there. 16 fouls now on Richmond. Fry got away with a travel. The Richmond's gotten away with a couple of travels tonight. Here's Hobbs. Stops. Now to Harvey at the circle. Harvey almost lost it as he's guarded by Maxim Hook. Now it'll be Wedlow. Line drive shot, no good. Contested on the near side by Matt True. Gizzi will find Hook. Out front to True. In the corner, Gizzi. He'll penetrate. In the corner, three-pointer in the way's no good. And Clemens will come away with it. Minute 48 to go. Red Devil basketball down by 5 and a foul. I think they may have gotten Hobbs. So Richmond gave up a possession right there. That's going to be a turnover, an offensive foul, and you don't want to get a technical right here. But Hobbs picks up the foul. That's going to be his second. Yeah, that was away from the basketball. I'm not sure if he stepped in front of someone. I did not see it. So now Sonia comes in. Hobbs will come and sit on the bench explaining to Coach Wedlow there at the bottom of your screen. And that's going to put Matt True at the line. They're a very good free throw shooting basketball team. But True did miss one early, and he missed that one. Sonia rebounds, and True will be called for the foul. 1:42 remaining here in the third quarter. 11 points by Gizzi, 13 by True, 12 by Romine. Red Devils led by Harvey, 17. 14 points by Wedlow, and a traveling call against the Red Devils. And Coach Wedlow is livid. Coming into the ball game now will be Gavin House, and Dylan Romine will sit down. 1:32 remaining again here in the third quarter, and it'll be New Pal basketball. Red Devils got it to within 2. See if they can get a stop right here. That's Gizzi, the high screen by King. Gizzi driving and scores. Boy, Gizzi took it outside his body, was able to lay it off the glass, and the Red Devils back down by 7. 1:10 remaining in the third quarter. The screen by Clemens. Harvey driving down the lane, short on the shot, rebound. Here come the Dragons, 4-on-2 break. True in the corner, three-pointers. Nobody's fouled by Jordan Fry, and that should be 3 shots. Let's see if they're going to call 3 or 2. It will be 3. Huge mistake by Richmond. After the missed layup at this end, the Red Devils were down in numbers, And now Matt True will go to the line for 3. And boy, how this game can change. There's one. And all of a sudden, the Red Devils down by 8. It could be a 10-point deficit. And Coach Wedlow still saying he doesn't think he's getting the calls at his end of the floor, but looked like a clean block at this end. The Red Devils, again, have gotten away with a few travels tonight as well, so I guess in all it does even out. But Coach Wedlow still arguing his case as the last one is missed. The Red Devils down by 9. Richmond was to within 1 just moments ago. 50 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. See if Richmond can finish out the half, or at least the quarter strong. Here's Wedlow. That's no good. Clemens, the tip up, got it. Clemens didn't even bring it back down. He was able to tip it in. Here is True back the other way. 28 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Now to be Gizzy with the basketball. Gizzy against Harvey. 19 seconds, and you can bet right here that the Dragons will go ahead and play for 1. Gizzy looking for the screen. Bypasses it. Hands it off. Here's a 3 on the way. Good from the top as House hits the 3. And a big 3 it was. 2 seconds to go. Here's Harvey at the buzzer. No. And it's how you finish out a quarter. And that's exactly what the Dragons did. Richmond will have to have a big fourth quarter as they trail it here in the fourth, 51-41.
The debate about sports specialization by high school athletes continues. Some argue that high school athletes who play one sport all year long have a better chance of landing a lucrative pro contract. But that's simply not true. In fact, 30 of the 32 first-round picks in last year's NFL draft played more than one sport in high school. Of the 32 players drafted, 22 also participated in high school track and field. 19 also played basketball. Some also played baseball and lacrosse. What's the path to success for high school athletes here in Indiana, no matter what their goals might be? Study hard. Always do your best. And if you can, play more than one sport in high school. This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, let's go downstairs. 51-41. Alec Thornburg is joining us at courtside.
Well, Troy, they always say it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, and that's what happened in the third quarter for New Palestine. They started slow, and Richmond seemed to be gaining momentum as they found themselves down 9 after the first quarter and trailed going into halftime. Looked to make a great run here in the second half, but as that third quarter got towards an end, Richmond somewhat unraveled. It seemed as if New Palestine just took the momentum right back and shut Richmond down. Back to you, Troy.
Alec Thornburg joining us downstairs, and the Red Devils trail it by 10. New Pal basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. Here's Gizzy with the ball. Gizzy, a good ball handler, will drive, stripped out of his hands, and a foul called after the turnover. New Pal with their 5th turnover. New Pal, 19 points in that third quarter. As Alex said, they finished strong. Red Devils scored 15 in the quarter. Boy, but New Pal, again, offensively, they had struggled up until that point where they got on a run. Here's Porfidio Brown with the basketball. Wedlow guarded closely by Gizzy, gets the screen. Now to be Harvey. 7:28 to go. Harvey on the drive. Reverse layup, no good, but he's fouled. Well, it appears Harvey could pretty much drive anytime he wants. But now the free throws will be big. 17 points by Harvey. We mentioned 14 points by Wedlow. Free throws on the way and good. And the Red Devils back to within 9. In the ball game now for the Red Devils, Kareem Jett, as looks like they will set Jordan Fry. Second free throw now by Harvey is good. And Harvey now with 19. And the Red Devils back with an 8. Full court press once again, though more of a trap than a press. Romine will bring it across the timeline. King back outside to Romine. One dribble. Boy, you hate to see that. Always dribble with a purpose, and he gave it up too quickly. Here's House with the basketball, and now it'll be Gizzy. Back once again to House. By the way, out of the ball game right at the moment is Matt True. We'll probably see him come back in pretty quick. 6:55 to go. Gizzy off the cross, driving, missing, tipped up, and missed again inside by King. It'll be Red Devil basketball. Here come the Red Devils. Harvey off the drive. Can't get it to go, but he'll be fouled and go back to the line. Boy, that ball hung on the rim at the other end. I thought Kyle King was going to be able to tip that thing in. So Harvey back to the line, 6:43 remaining. Harvey with 19. If the Red Devils lose tonight, the seniors will be done. So Harvey, hopefully we're not seeing his last game. Back in the ball game, Dawson Eastis. And also back in Matt True. 6:43 again at the line. Christian Harvey for his second free throw, and he missed them both. Those could be two big free throws for the Red Devils. By the way, Mount Vernon here watching. Wide open. Somebody lost Eastis, and he scored an easy bucket. Red Devils got lost somewhere defensively. 53-43 back to 10. Harvey driving, and offensive foul on Harvey. 7 turnovers now by Richmond. See, the one thing you'd like to see Harvey do if he takes that baseline is pull up and shoot it instead of taking it into the crowd. That'll be number 3 on Harvey. Red Devils with their 7th turnover. And Richmond down by 10. I would imagine Newpal going to use a little clock right here in the corner. And ball knocked out of bounds. Harvey the last to touch it. Boy, almost picked up his 4th. Gizzy and True are now the 2 guards in the lineup, but their bigs can handle the basketball as well. True will find Romine. Boy, got to keep an eye on him. That guy can shoot the basketball. Here's Hook. True will drive, and they got him again. So Harvey just picked up his 4th. So now Harvey's going to, I would imagine you just keep playing him. I don't know why you'd bring him out now. You're going to have him on the floor. You need his offense. Harvey saying something to Coach Wedlow, and I'm not sure what that conversation is about. Here is Matt True at the line. And the Red Devils find themselves now down by 11 here in the 4th quarter. 6:03. A lot of basketball to be played, though. 6:03. Second free throw is good by True. He, by the way, missed the front end of a 1-and-1, and since then hasn't missed. And the Red Devils down by 12. This is Kareem Jett. Ball is going to be stolen away, and they're going to get Kareem. There's a really bad play by Kareem Jett. He thought he was going to let that ball roll to midcourt, and Matt True came up, went for the steal, and then at the other end, they get Kareem on the foul, and that's going to put True to the line. That is now the 11th foul. Didn't matter at that point, but now everything is double bonus. That was just not a smart play by Kareem Jett. You can let it roll, but boy, that guy, if you don't pay attention, he's going to come get it. And Matt True, a junior, did exactly that. Here's True. You got to play smart. Sectional basketball is a lot different than it is in the regular season. First one is missed by True. He had hit 4 out of his last 5. Jett will sit down. Sid Sonia is in. So the Red Devils, every time they foul, this could be interesting. They could see the Dragons shoot a lot of free throws the rest of the way. 5:59, he missed them both, so good news for the Red Devils there. Here's Harvey. Harvey back outside now to Wedlow, gets the screen. Harvey back to Wedlow once again on the right elbow. Wedlow from 16, no, shot it flat. The rebound by Romine. The Red Devils one and done. 2-on-2 break the other way, and they're going to get Harvey again, and he's done. Christian Harvey, I think, just fouled out of the ball game. Well, Harvey's going to have to hope that his teammates will do it for him. You just lost your leading scorer with 19 points. So Matt True back to the line. Boy, True took it right at the Red Devils. Things are not looking good. First time the Red Devils have hosted a sectional in 13 years, and they might be one and done. And Harvey's career may be over as well. Second free throw good, so True comes back. Red Devils, by the way, have only had 2 points in the quarter. And we're at 5:37 to go. So now it's going to be up to somebody else. Wedlow will find Jet. Ball almost stolen away. Here's Sonia. Porfidio Brown got away with a travel. Porfidio turns, gives it back outside now to Jet. Sonia. Clemens. Short jumper. No. Rebound battled for. Porfidio Brown comes away with it. Missed the layup. Gets another rebound. Put that good and he's fouled. Porfidio Brown doing his job. Hobbs will come in. Free throw is no good, so another miss, and I think they ended up getting Clemens on the foul. So the Red Devils missed that free throw. Can't complete the three-point play, and the foul's going to be called against Clemens. That's going to be his second. And at the line will be Dylan Romine. Romine 2 for 2 from the line, but hasn't been there since the opening quarter. And as I said, everything's double bonus, and he got the nice roll on the first one. Back in the ball game, Gavin House. I know Coach Wedlow's upset, but there's the second one is good. But Richmond at times just hasn't played a very smart basketball game tonight. Now the Red Devils down by 14. If you're New Pal right now, you just concentrate on Wedlow. There is a drive and a foul, because right now Wedlow is your leading scorer. Everybody else has either not done the job in the scoring department or unproven. But right now, Darius Porfidio Brown giving Richmond a little bit of a spark here in the fourth quarter. So 2 free throws for Darius. 5 minutes remaining. Darius now with 6. I like this young man right here, and I also like a couple of these other young players on Richmond's team, including Marquise Thomas, Branton Thomas. Second free throw is good, and the Red Devils back to within 12. Ball is loose, picked up on the baseline by Romine. Near steal by Darius. Here is Gizzy across the timeline. Red Devils still plenty of time, though. You're down by 12. Need to get a stop right here. Here's Eastus. Gizzy with the basketball, guarded by Kareem Jett. Gizzy starts to penetrate, reverses, gets it back now to House. Drive on House, and we've got a foul, I believe. Red Devils wanted to travel, but I think they're going to get Philip Hobbs. So Hobbs picks up his third, and we go back to the line again. They're going to score all their points, or the majority of their points, from the line because Richmond got into the double bonus so early. 6 of their 8 from the free throw line, and that one's missed by House. 4:32 to go. Red Devils down by 12. Again, Christian Harvey done. He'll watch the rest of the ball game from the bench. Second free throw is good. House now with 7. Red Devil basketball, 4:27 to go. Here is Wedlow. Wedlow to Hobbs. Hobbs in the corner, Porfidio Brown. Boy, and you can see that the Dragons have extended their defense at the three-point line. Porfidio Brown, no on the shot, and the rebound by Romine. Red Devils one and done on that one. Romine almost stolen away by Kareem Jett. Now it'll be Maximus Gizzy. Boy, Gizzy's just played steady tonight and scored a lot. True has done the job. Romine, House, they haven't had to rely on Gizzy too much. Eastis with the basketball, swinging around the left perimeter now to Romine. Here's House on the drive, and a foul call, and it's going to be a 2-shot foul. They may have gotten Clemens. 3:47 to go. Now it's crunch time. Let's go and go downstairs. Tell you what, Alec, I know this is tough when you look at the Red Devils. This second half just has not been in their favor, but now you have to play the rest of the game without Harvey, who fouled out.
Troy, that is a big thing, as he does average 25 points a night for the Red Devils, but they really started the fourth quarter very poorly, and New Palestine really just added on to what they did to end the third quarter. I'm not so sure that this game ends any differently if Harvey doesn't foul out, but it is a huge factor as this game finishes out. Back to you, Troy.
All right, and again, Richmond they got to get some points. Porfidio Brown with the basketball. Almost traveled with it. The New Pal crowd, they thought there was another travel. 3:30 to go. Here's Jett. Richmond on the verge of losing in the opening round for the Red Devils in this sectional. Mount Vernon and New Pal out of the same conference may play for the sectional tomorrow. Kareem Jett kicks it to Clemens. 15-footer no good. Ball is tipped. Ball is loose. Picked up by Eastis. And down the floor, and the Red Devils didn't get back in time. And House scores 2, and Richmond in big trouble right now. Here's Hobbs, three-pointer, in and out. Ball tipped in the air and right to Gizzy. Another one and done for the Red Devils, and you can't do anything about it now. I know Coach Wedlow likes some answers, but you don't have any steady scores on the floor other than Ricky Wedlow, and they've really done a nice job containing him. He has not scored here in the fourth quarter. Now, if you're New Pal, you can run a lot of time off the clock. They run that motion offense, and they'll run a lot of flex offense, a lot of screening and moving on this offense, and it's going to be hard for the Red Devils right now. The time is against them. True will cut the lane. Here's Romine. Romine's going to get fouled. That'll be against Darius Porfidio Brown. I think that's it for him, and it is. Tyjon Deloney will come in, so Porfidio Brown fouls out. The Marauders are leaving. They know who they're going to play tomorrow night. They will get their conference opponent. Unless there's a miracle in Richmond's future. And they're going to have to do it quickly. Richmond got into the double bonus so quick in this quarter that every time you foul, you basically are giving up. Though they've missed some free throws. They've ended up missing 1, 2, 3, 4. They missed 5 free throws here in the fourth quarter alone. But it becomes a free throw shooting contest as Romine hits both. And the Red Devils down 64-47. Here's Wedlow. Deloney off now to Clemens. Now it's Wedlow. See, Richmond's using too much time. Here's Wedlow. He'll just fire the three and get it. Wedlow scores his first points of the fourth quarter. Red Devils down by 14 with 1:47 to go. Gizzy on the drive, missed it short, and coming away with it will be Kareem Jett. Now you wonder why they shot so quickly. You're still up by 14. Jett will drive, and they're going to wave it off. Well, I just heard the New Pal coach tell his team to work the basketball. They shot way too quick that time. They run that motion offense, and really all you have to do in that motion offense is just pass, and screen, and Richmond would have a hard time catching up. And another missed free throw by the Red Devils. Gizzy going by Jet, minute 28, and Richmond is going to see their season come to an end at 8-17 as Hobbs almost got the steal. And there's nothing the Red Devils can do now. Here's what I was talking about. This is the motion offense. Move and screen, really spread the floor. Boy, Wedlow and Romine exchanging blows right there. We've got a foul call. By the way, Alec is joining us here upstairs. I know you have to be disappointed because you look at the way the Red Devils played in that second quarter. They're only down by 6, I believe, in the quarter. What happened? They still scored 15 in the quarter, but what happened? They just seemed toward the end of the third quarter they lost all the momentum.
Yeah, the Red Devils are such an up-and-down team that really rely on the momentum. They got it within the 4, but once they got to the 4, it kind of got to a standstill, which I think somewhat hurt Richmond's confidence, not really being able to crack into it, but not letting New Pal add to it. Kind of felt stuck, and then New Pal just put the pedal to the floor and decided they were going to take control, and that's really what made the difference.
And I think psychologically when you lose Christian Harvey, who had 19 when he fouled out, they just took advantage. Every time he wasn't in the game, they took advantage of it.
Yeah, that's for sure. They definitely knew when Harvey wasn't on the floor, but honestly, as we said earlier, I'm not so sure the game really would have finished differently because New Pal came out so strong to start that fourth quarter and really towards the end of the third quarter just erased anything Richmond had got under their belt. They felt like they were getting their legs a bit under them, and then the Dragons came and just swept them right back onto their back.
You know, what I thought really was the example of this game is when Jet tried to roll that ball to midcourt and got it stolen, then he fouled. I just thought that was a huge mistake.
Yeah, definitely. There were a few key times in the game where Richmond would just make a big mistake. Colton Davis came in the game and just airmailed a pass, and that was another big pass that could have added points early on in the game as Richmond really needed the points badly, and really the slow start bit Richmond tonight.
The question now is, you think about the future of Richmond basketball and what they've got to do to get this thing turned around. You've now gone consecutive seasons where you've lost over 17 games. There are some good kids on that JV. I like a lot of those kids, but the question is now, where do you go from here?
Well, I think the good thing for the Richmond Red Devils is you're really only losing Keyshawn Clemens and Christian Harvey. Colton Davis is another senior, but he doesn't see very much time. So most of this team is a junior or an underclassman at the moment, which really will help them build in the future. Last year, they improved. Well, this year they improved on what they did last year, and I think next year it'll be more of the same. We'll see how they do without Chris, but giving Ricky a bigger role and allowing some of the younger guys to take more of a step up, I really think could benefit these Red Devils.
Alec, hey, thanks for joining us tonight, okay?
You're welcome.
All right, appreciate it. Alec Thornburg, senior at Richmond High School, doing a great job here tonight as this is going to be in the books. Red Devils will see their season come to an end as the Dragons win it here tonight by a final of 68-50. We'll come back and wrap it up in a moment. This has been Richmond Basketball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Honey, isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. I mean, they really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Well, who?
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special. But there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games, too. Like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in Indiana. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Rob.
Yeah.
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Indiana who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play. And you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Indiana High School Athletic Association and the Indiana Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Well, as we wrap up this season, the Red Devils lose it tonight by a final of 68-50. Let me go ahead and run down the scoring tonight. Good balanced scoring for New Pal. As Dylan Romine with 16, Matt True with 19, Maximus Gizzi 13, Dawson Eastis 9, 6 points by Gavin House, single point by Ramsey, 19 by Harvey, 17 by Wedlow, Clemens with 4, Hobbs finished with 3, Porfirio Brown finished with 7. Richmond finishes their season 8-17, and now the question is, in the offseason, what did they do to get better? That's going to be the big key. As Richmond really, as the season went along, they just didn't get better, and it kind of showed in the Muncie Central game. They were down 23-0 in that contest after the first quarter. They went to their next contest. They were up by 12 late against Fort Wayne. They ended up losing that lead. Lost that ball game. They get the bye here at home, and they lose to a team by 18, a team that at the beginning of the year, I think the final score was 44-40. So they give up 68 points here tonight in the loss. I want to thank Ron Mays for being our cameraman again this year. Again, thanks to everyone that has joined us, all of our sponsors as well. We'll have high school baseball right around the corner. We'll let you know about that schedule as we go along as well. Final score, New Pal 68, Richmond 50. Thanks for being with us. This has been Richmond Basketball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.